And over 190 persons who attempted to enter the country illegally through unapproved routes have been arrested by the Ghana Immigration Service in the Western region with support of other allied security agencies. Let's now go live to the Western Regional Command of the Ghana Immigration Service, where my colleague Eric J is standing by with the regional commander for more details on the arrest.
Thank you very much, Stephen T. Now, as part of effort to combat the spread of the COVID-19, the Western Region Command of the Ghana Immigration Service, with support from other security agencies, have since the closure of our borders arrested some 190 nationals who attempted entering the country illegally. Now, we have with me the Western Regional Commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, DCO, Dr. Prosper Prince Delali, for him to tell us more about this arrest. Good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live on TV3 News.
Good afternoon. Thank you for...
So, with regards to the arrest, only last Friday you came out with a statement that you've arrested some 18 ECOWAS nationals. Tell us about these.
Yeah, we arrested 18 ECOWAS nationals, 17 Burkinabes, and then 1 Ivorian. They were arrested in Asakregua by an intelligence-led joint operations, the police, the BNI, and then led by the Ghana Immigration Service. Since the closure of the border, apart from the job that we do at the borders, we have intensified our monitoring of the local communities so that if any individuals are able to sneak out, we are able to get them. So the Asakregua Command led this joint operation, and they intercepted 2 minibuses. And then they arrested these 18 foreign nationals. Through our investigations, we noticed that they came through Seum, which is in the Western North region. And so that is under our DSO command. So we sent them back there, and subsequently they have been repatriated.
All of them have been sent back?
Yes, they have all been sent back. But what I want to say about this incident is that through our interrogation, we realized that when they arrived in Enchi, they called the station in Enchi to come and pick them at the Seum border. So a driver moved from Enchi to go and pick them at the Seum border, and then they were en route to Kumasi. And so it means that we need to do a lot of collaboration with the drivers and the GPRT, because first we have been consistently informing them that they need to help us. Because when they were called, if they hadn't gone to pick these individuals, I'm sure that they would not have come as far as to Asakregua. So we'll continue to plead with the driver unions to assist us so that we can all be COVID-free in this country.
So I know that apart from these 18, you've arrested more. Tell us about them, and are they all Africans?
Yeah, since the closure of the borders, we have arrested 330 individuals.
How many?
330 individuals. We have arrested 182 who were refused entry, and then 123 who were refused exit or departure. And then there were 25 arrests who involved individuals who wanted to smuggle. Some had pharmaceutical drugs, some had rice, and some had assorted items. And these items were confiscated, and we handed them over to the GRA, Customs Division.
Do you know what they were coming to do?
Well, from what we understand, most of these people come into the country basically to work. The rainy season is coming, and it's like some of them are farm laborers, so they want to come into work, especially the Burkinabes that were arrested. We're coming into Kumasi to look for work to do.
Is this increase because of the COVID?
No, because the borders have been closed. Otherwise, if the borders were open, they would just come and pass freely. But because the borders have been closed, they can't get access freely. And so they try to use unapproved routes. And because we are on the ground 24/7, we are able to get them. But as I said earlier, the local communities will need to give us a lot of assistance. But apart from that, we have also noticed that, for instance, in some of the local communities around the borders, we have markets. And just last Saturday, the Half-Asini market, it was a market day. And Ivorians wanted to come to the market because they rely on the market. And the officers had to stop them from coming because the borders were closed. And what was surprising was that some of them stayed behind the closed border up to 6 p.m. before they returned to Côte d'Ivoire. So this then has implications for our border relations in terms of how we rely on each other as neighboring countries.
So these people that you've repatriated, before you do so, do you take them through any special thing to ensure that we don't have these people coming back into the country?
Well, what we normally do is, first of all, to take their personal data. That is very, very crucial. After taking their personal data, we send their records all over the country to all the other borders. Because what you have noticed also is that what they are doing is that they are kind of border shopping, if I can call it that. So when they go to one border and they don't make it, then they move to the next border. So we send the names all across so that they are aware. And then we have intensified our relations with the border communities. We have talked to the chiefs. We have been talking to the GPRTU. We have made local announcements on their local messaging system so that they tell them that they should assist us to stop them from coming into the country. So those are the efforts we are making, a lot of engagement. And then, of course, we also talk to the other side across the border, that is Cote d'Ivoire, to also help us because we are all in this together.
And this is not affecting your relationship with them?
No, it is not affecting our relationship at all because they are also aware of the implications of COVID-19 for all of us. So where they can, they assist. It's sometimes that they also pass at the blind side of them as well. And that is why they are also not able to get them before they get to us.
But I know that when we were coming, before we came on, we had complaints from Ghana, Nungwa, and other places that people are still trooping in. Do we have men around all these unapproved routes?
Yeah, so far as Elubu is concerned, we have 16 unapproved routes that are identified. Hafasini has 10 unapproved routes. All these unapproved routes are totally covered. But they do not, some of the unapproved routes, they are static. If I say static, I mean that they stand there permanently. And some of them, they are mobile. So what they do is they do what they call snap checks. And it looks as if, because the border residents are aware that they do snap checks in some of these places, because they cannot stand at the stretch of the border, they sometimes monitor the movements of these officers. And then when they move out to another venue, then sometimes they surreptitiously make them enter. So what we have done is, again, the continued engagement. So yes, a few incursions have happened. But again, what we have done is that at the convergence points, because some of these unapproved routes all converge at a particular location. So we have checkpoints that we have also created at our facility, for instance. So if they even pass through any route that is not identified by us, they certainly will have to converge at a certain position. And then we are there with Port Health. So when they arrive there, we'll do what we have to do and then return them. So I don't think that there are going to be many people who are able to enter through this country without being noticed. If you are not noticed at an unapproved route, at the convergence point, at the checkpoint, you'll be noticed and flashed out.
You know, we have problems with PPEs and other logistics. It was reported somewhere that you are having some challenges with vehicle and all that. Do you have enough PPEs and all that?
Well, so far as PPEs are concerned, I think we have adequate numbers of PPEs. They have been distributed to us from the national headquarters, and we continue to use them. And I think that if we need more, a request for it will be given. Other logistics, we cannot be sure because this closure is extensive, and therefore it's something that was not planned. And therefore, I know that we have some limits so far as the logistics are concerned. But I think that we have told our authorities the necessary demands that we have, and I'm sure that in time they will complement what we have to ensure that we do this work very effectively.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prosper Prince Delali, DCOI. He is the Western Region Commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, giving us an insight into how they are going about their operations since the closure of the border and since the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic. We do also understand that they are part of the contact tracing, and he tells us that there's been a high level of cooperation from persons that they've come into contact with. Eric Cheweje, TV3 News, 2nd D.